Hello guys, this is EatMyKills here, also known as SGT Masoud. So this is before me and SGT decided to make our new accounts. We were actually still playing with our old accounts. And I do apologize for the not full screen. I am playing on my Mac, which is, still in the beta version, and it's not, a really gaming computer. So as you can see, the first thing I buy is armor and pots. I always start out with this because I am an Akali player, and I usually get poked early game, and I'm not really comfortable with that poke, and I'd like to just reduce poke damage. So to reduce poke damage, I do buy armor at the early game, and I buy pots just in case the armor does fail me, and I do end up getting that early game damage. Early game damage is critical. Early game deaths gives the other team a head start that you do not want to give them. So I am playing with Akali, my favorite champion actually, and I am just looking around the map, deciding where to ward. Looking around, I am playing with my friend SpeadyKings, well now also known as SGT Grace. So I decide to ward there, and I actually see him ward. I poke at the ward. It disappears before I actually have a chance to do much damage to it. So I decided to do a little poking early game. SpeadyKings is actually going to help me. Poking a little. I actually die for that kill, and SpeadyKings does get it. I'm not very angry. It's early game. Actually, was a little worried about that death right there. I didn't want to get it. SpeadyKings did come in for the help. So this early in game, I actually did have to burn a pot a little too early, and I actually I thought about recalling because I wanted to go grab something. Grab a little more defense, a little more poking. But I decided just to stay, help push the lane. There's a level 1 right there, help poke at him a little. So I decided not to leave my friend because we're actually on a Skype call. I'm pretty sure you can see in the background because this screen is not full. You can see in the background. I'm actually playing mid lane. You have MegaMan, also known as SGT Anis. He's actually pushing with Katarina. We actually call him, champ changer because this guy can play with like any champ. So here you can see Speedy Spike goes in for the kill. I did not realize he was going in for the kill until late. So I'm actually going in to help him, but then I realized that I'm getting, double hit. I turn around, try to get the escape, but unfortunately, they do pick up the double lane kill, and we are dead, and we do have to go home. I do decide, we gotta run back, get there as fast as possible to reduce tower damage. So me and SpeadyKings, or SGT Grace, are running back to reduce that tower damage. I am looking, mid lane is exchanging. We're actually, taking some tower damage mid lane. Bot lane, you have SGT4U, or Lord I. He's actually at the bottom, doing some work. So this guy a little overextends, so we're kind of pushing his overextending. We're taking advantage of it, giving him some poke damage. So right now I just decided, I'm not really a big fan of last hitting. I believe push shoving the lane is always the solution, especially when you can take the champ one-on-one. So right now I'm mainly just trying to poke a little, waiting for my ult to come. If you guys know anything about Akali, you guys know his ult. So we're actually on a Skype call. Me, SpeadyKings, MegaMan, and Lord I actually all on Skype calls, and we're talking. Lord I actually does do some work downstairs with some help from the champ laning with him. He actually does pick up that kill. So as you can tell, I'm also trying to last hit as well as pick up the minion kills. So I'm actually laning with Ryze. I'm actually happy because Ryze, is a pretty squishy champion. We actually turn around and try to pick up that kill, and SpeadyKings does pick up that kill early game. And at this point, I am getting a little frustrated, doing a lot of that burst damage, and SpeadyKings is picking up the end damage, which he actually did help with. So right now I believe we a little overextended right there, trying to pick up that Teemo kill. Teemo does come back, do some poke damage. I do level up my E first because my E is good for minion killing as well as champion damage. But I do realize that we are low health. We are both low health, and if Teemo and Ryze both come in for us, they could pick up one kill and then probably gonna have to retreat. But I don't know if you guys have seen me play, but I'm a very aggressive player. Lord I does pick up another kill at the bottom. He does pick up a kill with his champ. I am recalling because my health was low, looking for the next item to buy. I do decide to buy. I can never pronounce that. So I do decide to buy pieces of it. I'm looking, deciding whether or not to buy it. I do wait for it to come. I buy it. I go back. On my way back, I am expecting SpeadyKings, also an aggressive player, a little selfish too, but I am expecting him to turn around and try to grab that, which he doesn't, but that's okay. Mid is struggling a little, but you know, in the long run, he does do well. So bot lane, obviously, if you guys can tell by the score, bot lane is doing great work. He's pushing. Bot lane is pretty much doing everything correctly. Top lane, we're exchanging back and forth. I wouldn't call this a winning or losing lane. We do have a few kills on them. We actually, you know, dive right here. We actually try to grab him, and SpeadyKings does piss him off. By this point, I'm actually like quite enraged. He got the third kill. This guy does overextend, try to grab me, but I go into my shadow, and he cannot pick me up. So I recall again, which is like the second time in like 30 seconds. SpeadyKings is actually telling me at this point he's pretty frustrated for my constant recalling. I look, deciding what to finish building. I'm looking around. I realize I do need some boots to get that speed. I buy the boots. I do return to my lane. Rise actually would be an easy kill for SpeadyKings to pick up. He's meditating right there. I'm pretty sure he's about to die right now. Checking out everyone's scores and everyone's, you know, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, who's building what, so I can counter it. I'm looking around. I'm heading back, checking out mid, seeing how SGT and Nice is doing. He's doing well, exchanging with the lane. So far, this game's pretty even. This game could go either way very quickly. So I do look around. I do not realize what SGT Grace is doing. I do realize that I believe he's picking up blue buff. He's either picking up blue buff or ganking mid at this point. I don't know. We weren't really communicating. I'm trying to poke, but while I'm trying to poke, I get stunned. So I jump into my shadow. At this point, I am protected by my shadow. I'm looking around, deciding whether or not I can go, trying to get my ult as desperate as possible. They are taking tower damage, and I do realize that, but I know Teemo does hit from far away, so I am being careful just in case I overextend even an inch. Teemo will not hesitate to finish me off. Right now, I'm just desperately going for my ult. Once I get my ult, I could dive Teemo. I just need to get that. Lord I does get another kill. I do get my ult. I attempt to dive for Teemo, but because I got hit by another champion and he does push me back, I do still die for Teemo. I get the kill. I try to pull back. I do. I throw my shadow. I go. That was a classic move of ulting and leaving. I ulted as fast as possible, and then I leave. I realized maybe I could pick up that other kill. I run in. I have my ult stacks. I ulted again. I E'd. I got the kill. That was classic double ult. Simple, moved in at the tip of my range, ulted. He did not expect me coming. Ulted again, E'd for the easy kill. For that easy delayed double kill. And now, instead of recalling, I decide to keep pushing the minions. SpeadyKings does gank mid. He does, and then he appears at nowhere. I was not expecting him, so I throw my shadow and I run through it. I do run back to my tower, waiting for SpeadyKings to come and maybe grab the gank. SpeadyKings is taking a little too long. I am getting a little frustrated, and then I realize I tell SpeadyKings to abort. He does get away, and then I do finish recalling. I open the store, work on my build, buy my pots, and then I continue working on my build. As you can see at this point in the game, we are a little ahead. We are ahead in kills. We are ahead in levels. This is mainly from them overextending, making the main mistake of overextending. They do realize their mistakes. They do start holding back later game, but it's already a little too late for them. The fact that I have my ult changes a lot in the game. So I do decide to buy my boots for that extra speed. They do almost take the tower, which I was very frustrated at SpeadyKings for doing, because his job was to protect the lane, and he didn't do a very good job. As you can see, the tower is almost about to go. So I get quite frustrated. I tell Speedy Spikes to go back, but he's still trying to do some cleanup minions. So I get frustrated. I go in with the ult, trying to make them take some tower damage. They do hit me. I do throw out my shadow just to avoid damage. The tower does hit them, and then I do go in for that ult. I go in for the I do a big mistake of trying to go in and kill the Teemo. The Teemo does hit me, and I auto hit me, and I do die. And then I do pick up my second death of the game, which I do believe is my last. I go back looking for my build, regretting the mistake I just did. I actually wanted to go either one death or a perfect game, which is quite devastating for me. So I do go back pretty happy that I did protect the tower from being devastated. I do go back. Oh, I actually was wrong. The tower was devastated, which I was frustrated about. I go back. On my way back, I am contemplating whether or not I'm going to dive the Rise. Katarina does get a double kill ganking bottom. As you can see in the chat, like, Lord I can't speak on his mic, so he is typing, so there's a lot of stuff you might not understand. He does get frustrated because Caitlyn does gank him, and he does get mad because it was almost chaos, because by the time Caitlyn got there, he was dead. I do see my partner coming. I do go in for the ult. I ult again, try to grab that right there. I hit her. I do grab that kill. I was contemplating on whether or not to go in with my ult into Rise, but then I realized that I'm probably going to do an exchange 1-for-1, kill him, but the tower was probably going to take me. I made the correct decision not to. He overextends himself. I go in for the ult. I ult again. I ult one more time with the E, but I actually do not get it. I was not mad at this point. It's okay. The objective of the game was to win anyway. So I do buy pots. I don't have too much money, but I do have enough to buy. I call this off the bench speed. A lot of people actually call it off the bench speed, because it gets you back in the game quickly, especially late game. If you're losing or winning, you can get back into the fight as soon as possible. As you can tell, I'm getting off the bench quite quickly. I'm trying to get back in the mid, help the mid. I think the laning phase of the game is almost over at this point. I was honestly just trying to grab that kill mid, even not grab it, just help, so we can take that mid tower and really progress into winning the game. So I'm waiting for them, maybe for him to grab the overextend, and he does overextend, but not enough for me to grab. And then he goes in, I press the E, I grab the kill. MegaMan does get quite frustrated at this point because he did die first. I do return my lane, maybe grab the Teemo kill. So Akali is crazy burst damage champion, so I am building attack speed and ability power. I do see him. I'm waiting for Speedy Spike, which refuses to initiate, which was quite frustrating. So I do run in, and I do decide that eventually I'm gonna have to go. I wait for Mega. I talk to Mega on the phone, told him to come. We go in. I go. Mega grabs this kill. I actually grab this kill, and then I go in with the Q with my ult, my E combo, and I do finish that off for the double kill. I'm actually quite satisfied at this point. The fact that we have the huge lead in the game. So right now I recall looking for opportunities to finish my build. I realized that I should have pushed the lane with SpeadyKings, but I'm quite hastily trying to finish my build. I go back and I realize the piece I'm trying to build is not available for me, so I decide to buy nothing and be patient and wait for my build. I go back middle because I really want that mid tower. That mid tower will honestly be at an advantage. So I realize SpeadyKings trying to gank mid, pretty failed gank. So I decided to return to my lane because he realizes that we're ganking him. And then I realize Rise with his extremely low health. I attempt to go gank. As I'm approaching gank, I do realize I'm not using my wards enough. Lord I is having some connection trouble, and I do realize that. So I realize they might need help bottom, but they really don't. Like they were doing just fine down there. 1 against 2, they would have done fine. It was half the game. It was 1 against 2. Lord I does do well. I am waiting for Master Yi to come help me. He does want me to initiate, which I really want him to. You know, none of us want to die, so I decided to initiate because he was taking too long. I go in with the E ult. I believe I ult one more time, but I grab that kill, and then soon after I grab my shadow, try to escape ignited, and Katarina does come in with the kill. I decide I need to recall, grab that quick kill right there. We are at a huge advantage of the game right now, and I'm sure they do realize that. I buy pots and finish my build. I do believe I finished my build. Yes, I finished my build. I'm quite happy. I'm still not even at a half build, but I'm quite satisfied where I am right now with my ability power. So K is doing some deadly damage mid, but I'm still determined to get that mid tower. I come in to help grab that kill mid and then maybe even the tower. I'm waiting for him to overextend. I get slowed. I am pulling up, waiting for him to overextend, but I would believe that man, after the last overextending he did where we grabbed the kill, I believe he's not that stupid anymore. So I realized I should just go grab mid because Lord I is lagging on his internet. So I do decide to go bottom. I ward, and then I realized top Cat went back to base without telling me. So I do realize I need to go, and then Cat decides she's getting a gank and leave her lane. I get quite frustrated, so I go, and I do decide I'm gonna kill him. I was pretty frustrated at this point. I do decide I ult, I E, I ult again, and then I Q. And I am frustrated that I didn't get that kill. I ult again. Katarina does KS me. I am quite frustrated at this point. I am kind of yelling at her on Skype right now. It's actually her character. So he does come back as soon as he dies. He has the skill, and I'm going back. I'm trying to grab that Rise. Rise is actually pretty squishy at this point. Master G, I am waiting for Master Yi to pick it up, but he apparently doesn't want it. Teemo does appear out of the brush, but I'm still determined to grab those kills. I'm waiting for Master Yi. Master Yi refuses to initiate again. This guy has initiating problems. I do realize I need to initiate. Struggling with some major lag this late in the game. Pretty frustrating. So I go, Lord I is doing quite well bottom. He's actually quite explicit at Jag. I go in with the E. I try to grab those kills, but actually Cat does quite well finishing her cleanup central. Maybe that's what we call her, cleanup lady, because her cooldown reduction is way too OP. I go try to grab some of these minions kills. I pick some up. I believe shoving the lane is a lot smarter idea than last hitting. I do believe last hitting is a waste of time. I actually do go home at this point, looking to finish a build, which is not possible with the money I have. I am trying to go gank with my off the bench speed. MegaMan, I do believe he is pushing a little too hard. He does exchange that kill for a death. I am frustrated like crazy for the lagging. Yet again, Lord I's internet is pretty pissing him off. I do ult thinking I can get the double. SpeadyKings is there to help me get it. SpeadyKings does pick up the first one, and my lag prevents me from picking up the second one. I might have actually picked it up. I will never know. So I do start recalling in a very awkward spot, I believe just for fun. Lord I left the game, which we were kind of worried because he was doing quite well. I do recall trying to lower my graphics, seeing whatever I can do to fix this. Whatever I can do to fix this crazy lag. I realize everything's on very low, and I didn't know what to do. So I do go back to my lane. When I'm going back to my lane, I decide to go get mid because that mid tower is very crucial. Up top, I realize he's doing fine. If Rise ever overextends, I trust that my Master Yi will kill him. I do signal my Master Yi, or actually tell him on Skype to come gank mid. He goes until he realizes Rise is a little too overextend. He asks for the help. I go, and then I change my mind because I realize Katarina's taking the tower. Even though damage is coming in, I decide to ignore the damage and take the tower. So Katarina does overextend a little too much at that point, and then he tries to get her. So I ult once, EQ with the combo, which I throw out my shadow just to avoid some extra damage. I do back up, flash out just to make sure I don't grab that death. I do add a point to my Q, and I do recall, which is, I believe, not a very good spot. Halfway through the recall, Master Yi does signal. I'm deciding whether or not to go. He tells me on Skype, never mind, I'm okay. So I do decide to go back. He's worried about the tower damage. Tower is low health. I do drop that ward, recall, deciding what to build. Looking around, I buy that, and then I decide that I was building something else. So I am like through 2 halfway builds. I do buy the hat. I love calling it the hat. A hat of glory. So they do take our first tower, which I'm frustrated that we're actually losing the lane now. So I do tell Master G we have to take their tower, even out the lane. I'm just checking their tower, just to check their tower's health. By this late in the game, I am lagging like crazy. We do run. I do see that Teemo a little too far away from his tower. We do go. Cat, I do tell Cat to come help us so we can grab that kill and take the tower. So Cat does come with us, and after we decide we can't do much, I do see Teemo right there. I ult him, I E him, grab that kill. Ryze does leave just in time, but Master G does try to come from the back and grab that Ryze, but he doesn't. So Ryze does come to me. I do not know why I backed up in this part. This lag was getting me mad. So Teemo does come back to his tower. We are trying to take the tower at this point. I did want to grab a few more kills. By this point, I was 9-2. I was quite satisfied. So we were just about fed up. I was fed up with my lagging. Lord, I was fed up with disconnecting. We just kind of wanted to get this game over with, get the W on our record, and just, push on. We did want to move up in rank, so we were trying quite committed to winning this game. So I do initiate with the alt E combo. I Q in, try to run back, grab that ult again with the E, do grab that kill. I decide to go for the second one. I am out of ults, so I do have to go in without my ult. I do E her for the kill. I do shadow to avoid damage, which I still took. So we do back up. We do realize we're a little too overextended and we need some minions. So we go back to grab our minions. Then I realize I need to recall. I do recall with a little too much. I realize I'm recalling when I have pots and health. So I decide not to go back. I decide to shove the lane as quick as possible. I do E for the quick minion kills or damage. We are shoving the lane as quick as possible. I do realize everybody in all other lanes are okay, but we still go. We finally got that mid tower, the one that I wanted so bad. So ganking mid wasn't really necessary. We do wait for more minions to come, and then once the minions approach, we go push with the minions. As we wait for the minions to take the damage, we do go for that tower kill as 2 champions arrive. I do back up a little late trying to get that extra minion. I do throw out my shadow for the escape. I realized that there's no way I can grab a kill in this fight. Me and Speedy Spikes are actually fighting over Skype on who needs to recall more. So I do signal Katarina to come. So Katarina does come as I go home. I work on my build as I'm a little worried about mid lane but we actually do get 4 kills. I don't know if you can see that a little on the right. We do grab 4 kills. We actually aced the team right here, which I was quite satisfied with. It gave us huge lead. So we start, from this point on, we kind of snowballed. We started out, picking up a little snow, and then after that, kind of like rolled off, kind of snowballed kill after kill. After this, I kind of decided, I decided to build Sunfire's Cape. So I do decide, this game is pretty much ours. They might as well surrender, but I decided let's finish this as fast as possible. They actually do surrender at this point. We did make the smart decision of surrendering. And that was my 11-2 game with Akali. I hope you guys enjoyed. We will be putting up more SGT videos as a team together. We do make our new accounts. I hope you guys keep watching and enjoy this video. Thank you.